I know I've been gone for a long time. Today we're going to be talking about my labor and delivery story because it's long. It's long awaited. I've been wanting to do this video since I had my baby, but it's been a challenge adjusting to mom life. This is my first kid, so if you want to hear my labor and delivery story, stay tuned. So I did write down a little timeline for myself so I can remember, because as you can tell by the title, I was in labor for 27 hours. Yes, 27 freaking hours in labor. Okay, so I'm gonna just start. Yeah, my sister had a job at a hotel. She was a chef, and basically we just went up there to the hotel. It's really nice. And we went swimming. And at this point I was like 37 weeks and about 5 days, 6 days, however you want to calculate it. So I get home, you know, I showered, everything, blah blah blah. Yeah, it was probably around 8 or 9 o'clock at night at this point, and I was hungry because all I had eaten all day was when we were at the pool around 4. I had a grilled cheese sandwich. So that's all I had ate all day, like literally all day. So I was hungry. I knew I was hungry and I knew I needed to eat, but I just did not have an appetite. And it was weird because, you know, 37 weeks, I'm eating everything in sight. I didn't want to eat. I was tired, which was normal, but it was like a, I don't want to do nothing tired. Like, I just laid in bed. I didn't eat. Like I said, I didn't do anything. I probably went to sleep around 10 o'clock that night. And that's not normal for me. Even being pregnant, I would be up all night because I work from 3 p.m. to 11:30. So typically I normally didn't go to sleep until 2. Baby would be up freaking cutting cartwheels in my freaking stomach up until like 3 o'clock in the morning. So it was normally around 2 or 3 when I would go to sleep. So this was unusual for me. I would sleep, I know by 10:30 I would sleep. You know, I'm asleep or whatever. And I woke up probably around 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. July 17th. 1 a.m. I couldn't sleep for some reason. I don't know why. I had a lot on my mind, I guess, you know. Okay, so it's like 1 a.m. July 17th. I feel like I have to pee, right? And I'm like, no, I don't feel like getting up. Just go back to sleep. Never went back to sleep. It was probably like 1:30, 1:45. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get up and go to the bathroom because obviously I'm not gonna go to sleep until I pee. So as I'm getting up out the bed, I feel like, and this may be TMI, but ladies, you know, like when your cycle come on, you can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can feel, it may not be like dripping down your leg or anything, but you can feel it when it like, and that's what it felt like. And I was just like, did my water just break? No, my water did not just break. No, that wasn't my water, girl. You just gotta pee, go pee. So I get up and go to the bathroom, pulling my pants up, and I just feel fluid just gushing. I'm lying. It wasn't gushing. I'm being dramatic. It wasn't gushing yet. It was just like a trickle. And I was like, now I know I was done peeing. What is this? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get back up. If I get back up and it happened again, it's my water. So I get up Nothing happens immediately. I walk back in my room. Soon as I'm about to get back in the bed, it just trickles some more. But this time it was like a little bit more than at first. So I'm like, oh shit, my water just broke. I'm still in denial. So I'm like, okay, you know, if it happened again, we're gonna go to the hospital. It happened again. This time it was even more. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. Like, I'm in my room just standing here like, what do I do? Like, woke my mama up. She jumped up so fast. Like, she jumped up so fast. And she sat straight up and looked at me like, what? And I said, my water broke. She was like, are you for real? And I'm like, yeah. Because earlier that day, we was like, oh, I can't wait for the baby to get here. I told her, I can't wait for me to be like, Mama, my water broke. Like, I can't wait to tell you that. I can't wait to be on the way to the hospital. We just can't wait. We blah, blah, blah. We was just so excited for him to come. So she's sitting up looking at me like, are you for real or are you playing? I'm like, I'm dead serious. Like, my water just broke. So she gets up. She's like, okay, I'm putting my clothes on, blah, blah, get dressed. So I come back, you know, I'm putting my stuff on, getting ready. Luckily, I had just got everything together. I had gotten his bassinet together. I had just gotten our bags packed. It's so crazy because it's like you really do know, like you don't know for sure that you about to have the baby, but it's like something's clicking in your mind and you like, okay, I gotta get shit together because, you know, it's getting real. Yeah, around 3:30 we get to the hospital. They got me in the triage room. The lady was just like, you know, how much water's coming out? And at this point, by the time we got to the hospital, it was gushing. Like, thank God for those always diaper kind of things, like almost like a Depend, but it's always. I had them on, luckily, because my water was just gushing at this point. I'm like, if you've had a baby, then you know. So she didn't even do that. She was just like, well, I believe you. We're not gonna do the test. We're just gonna go ahead and get you admitted. I'm like, oh my God, it's like getting real. So they had checked me or whatever before they moved me to my delivery room, and I was only still at 1 centimeter a week later, because the week prior at the doctor's appointment I was 1 centimeter. So I was still at a 1. Water broke. So at this point I'm like, there goes my plan, because I wanted to start having contractions before my water broke, because I was planning to have a natural birth. So I wanted to labor at home for as long as I could, but that didn't happen, obviously. Nothing, by the way, nothing went as planned. So obviously, you know, when your water breaks before you're contracting, they're going to start you on Pitocin and get your Pitocin started, because you can't go but so long with your water being broken and not in like active labor or, you know, progressing or anything. So 5 a.m. I moved to my labor and delivery room, and they're like, okay, we're going to start you on Pitocin at 7. Boom, cool. They came in about 7:30 ish and started my Pitocin. This is when shit got real, for real. Like, I think I started feeling the contractions 8 a.m. Like 30 minutes later, it was contraction every 2 minutes, constantly every 2 minutes, and it just kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and I'm just like, oh my God. 11:30 they came back in and checked me, and I was only at 3 centimeters. As much pain as I was in, I thought I was at least gonna be at like a 5 or something. Like, no, she said 3. And I'm like, ooh, because now I've been having contractions for about 3 hours, and they just kept getting stronger. And I was doing good, like dealing with them. Every time a contraction came, I just would close my eyes, and I would like, I was clenching the bed sheets on that bed so hard. Like, She was like, what do you want to do for pain? You know, if you want to get the epidural, you're going to have to let us know ahead of time because it may take a while for the anesthesiologist to come give it to you. So I'm like, ooh, girl, go ahead. Go. You know what? Just bring me the epidural, girl, because I can't do this. Like, I was dilating too slowly. Like, and there was no way I was finna sit there and deal with that pain for any longer. So I was like, just go ahead and put me on the list. And she was like, okay, well, he's in surgery right now. And then when he gets out, he has to go do, basically there was one epidural in front of me. And I was like, okay, cool. He got there quick. He probably got there within like 30 minutes. And I had my epidural put in around 12:30, one of those. I've seen so many videos, like when I was pregnant, all I watched on YouTube was labor and delivery videos, mom, you know, like whatever. And a lot of women that I see get the epidural say that it only takes in one side, and the same thing happened to me. It only took in my right side. So the whole time I'm in labor, I can feel every single contraction in my left side. And so they had me on the little peanut ball, and they was rotating me or whatever, but it wasn't working. Like, I could feel everything in my left side. So whatever. And it wasn't, I'm not even gonna say it was everything. It was like, when you have a contraction, it's like a hill, the peak, and then it comes back down. I will only feel the peak. What the fuck is the point of an epidural if I'm gonna feel the peak? Like, if I'm gonna feel some of the contraction, I want to feel the little valleys. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel the peak. That's the highest point of pain in my contraction. And the epidural is supposed to take away my pain, but yet in my left side, I can still feel the peak of my contraction. So I'm like, what the fuck? Now we're moving into July 18th, my actual delivery date. So I'm gonna say around 2 a.m. I was dilated to 7 centimeters. So that's from going from 3 centimeters around like 2 p.m. and then only dilating 4 centimeters in what, 10 hours was ridiculous. Like, you mean to tell me all this pain I've been going through and I'm only dilated to a 7? I was so pissed. It was 2 a.m. I was tired. Like, at this point, I had been there for 24 hours. So I'm like, when is this baby coming? And like I said earlier, I had wanted to do it natural, so I didn't want any interventions or anything like that. So I asked my doctor, and thankfully, I had my baby at a women's hospital because they were the best. Like, they were so sweet. So, I asked them, like, I don't want any interventions. So, like, how long can I go before y'all make me have a C-section? Like, because I thought it was 24 hours after your water breaks, you have to have a C-section because of infection and stuff like that. So, basically, they was just like, no, we don't have a limit. Like, we just, we're not going to let you go too long, but you're still good right now. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because I didn't want no C-section. I just didn't want another stomach surgery. After high school, I had my appendix taken out. So that, I just was not trying to feel that. Around 2 a.m., I was still feeling the contractions in my left side. So they came and upped the dose or whatever. Didn't work. The only change was now the epidural was taken on my left side, but now I could feel the contractions in my right side. So I'm like, ooh, I cannot win. Like, what's going on? My mom woke up. Like, she just jumped up for some reason, the same way she did when I told her my water broke. And she was just like, you okay? And I was like, no. She was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I feel like I gotta take a poop. Like, I think it's time. It was really hard. Like, it really is hard not to push because it's just your body's natural reaction when you have that feeling. Like, you gotta get it out. And that's how I felt. Like, you gotta get it out. So I was like, no, I think it's time. I feel like I gotta poop. Like, I think it's time. And then the nurse came in, she checked me, and she was like, yep, it's time. You're at a 10. And I was like, what do you mean I'm at a 10? Like, no, let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, because I'm not ready. I'm not ready to push. Like, I was so nervous about pushing. That was my second biggest fear. First was the actual labor pains, but next was actually pushing this baby out my vajayjay. Like, girl, I want to say, like, after 10 to 15 minutes of pushing, they can see the head, and they're all like, oh my gosh, I see his hair. He has so much hair. The nurse was down there freaking playing with my baby's hair while his head is still in the birth canal. Like, she's like, oh my God, I'm playing with his hair. It's so much hair. Because she was like, do you want to touch his hair? And I looked down at her and I was like, no. And everybody started laughing, but I was dead serious. Like, no, I don't want to touch his hair. I want him out of me. 5:11 a.m. Started pushing. By the time the doctor came in, I had to stop pushing and wait for the doctor because I was about to deliver him with the nurse. So the doctor came in and, like, shout out to his delivery doctor, because she was just amazing. 5:39 a.m. on July 18th, my baby was born. He was 7 pounds 11 ounces. I'll never forget that. 7'11", and he was 21 inches long. Now, I may try to put a picture somewhere, but when he first came out, he was super, super, super blue. And I know babies are like, their color is off when they first come out because obviously they've been in the womb for 9 months. But it was just, and I didn't realize it because I was in shock. Of course, I just had a baby and I was in shock until I went back and looked at the pictures, and he was like real blue gray, like bluish gray looking. And when I had him, they put him on your chest or whatever, and then it was like, okay, well, we're gonna go wipe him off. And while they was wiping him off, they noticed he wasn't breathing right. Yeah, he wasn't breathing right. So why am I crying? Anyway, he wasn't breathing right. He had fluid in his lungs or whatever. And so, I mean, at this point, they didn't even, I mean, they knew he had fluid in his lungs, but they thought they had gotten all of it out, like, after I had him. Because they took him over there and was, like, sucking whatever they was doing to get the fluid out of his lungs. So, they moved me to my, oh my gosh, really? So, after you had a baby, they take you to your room that you're going to be staying in. So we got in that room around 10 a.m. and I'm enjoying my baby. I'm like, oh my God, I just had a baby. He's really here. He's finally out. He's so cute. Like, I was just in love. I was in heaven. And I was tired too, though. So we had him in his bassinet, and my new nurse had came in. And she was looking at him or whatever, and she noticed that he wasn't breathing right still. And so I didn't even know, like, she did it so smooth. I didn't even know that anything was wrong. She just went out of the room and she came back in, and she was just like, yeah, I'm gonna have somebody from the NICU come and listen to his breathing. I'm like, okay, whatever. She comes in and she's just like listening to his lungs, like listening to him breathing. And she's probably over there listening for like 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden, I just see like 3 other nurses. I see like 3 other nurses come in. They're all huddled around my baby. like with concerned looks on their faces, and I'm just looking like, is anybody gonna tell me what's going on? Like, y'all just gonna do this right in front of me? Like, hello. They decided to take him to the NICU. So I was so sad because I kind of felt like it was my fault. Thought he was gonna go back to sleep, but he didn't. Okay. It's okay. Hey, honey. Hey, honey bun. What's up? He was in the NICU for 3 days. And basically they wanted to monitor him. They gave him antibiotics just in case he did have an infection from my water being broken for so long. And so they gave him antibiotics for that. And then also I had the group, I was positive for the group strep B or whatever, that little test they do at the end of your pregnancy. So they thought maybe he might have had that as well. So they had to test his blood and make sure that he didn't have it, because it's, you know, it's normal for women to have it. Like, it don't affect us. You don't even know if you have it or not unless they test you. But for babies, when they come through the birth canal, it can be harmful for them. It can cause blindness, all kinds of stuff. So they just wanted to, you know, take precaution and make sure he didn't have that or whatever, which he didn't, thank God, because if he had it, he would have had to have 2 weeks of the medicine that they have to give for him to get better. So glad, because I was tired of sitting in that NICU. I was tired of going in there every 2 hours every day to see my baby. Like, I just wanted to take my baby home and be a mom, you know. He's a trooper. He fought back. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? Yeah. So yeah, and I'm just so in love. Like, that was the best experience of my life, regardless of the pain. All you remember after you have a kid is, you know, just the process, and but you're so in love and you're so just, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. Say hey. Jax. Say hey. He got on this baby shark onesie right now. Baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark. No. Okay. He is 2 months old right now and doesn't like the song Baby Shark, apparently. Baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do. But yeah, guys, that's my labor and delivery story. I just wanted to come on and share my story because I know when I was pregnant, I watched so many videos and they really helped me out. Even though you know your birth is not gonna go the way someone else's goes, it's just nice to hear a story, and it kind of helps you better prepare. Like, you're never fully prepared to have a baby because you don't know how it's gonna go, but it's good to have an idea. It's good to know what to look for, you know what I'm saying? It's good to know tips and tricks, even though I ain't have no tips or no tricks for y'all because it was an adventure for me. But of course, comment, like, subscribe, all that good jazz, you know what I'm saying? Because we are gonna be back with more videos. I'm gonna be more consistent now. I'm gonna be more consistent now that I'm back. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.